Question 21 from Summer 25, Paper 1-4 is about elements in period 3. So I'll write down all the elements in period 3 first. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and also argon. There are three elements X, Y, and Z in period 3 of period table. Here are the results for experiments carried out with the compounds of X, Y, and Z. Element X, let's look at the result of adding the oxide of X to water. There's no reaction. Now there are only two oxides that will not react with water because they don't even dissolve in water, which is aluminium oxide and also silicon dioxide. So X could be aluminium, okay, could be silicon. Let's look at more results so that we can make conclusion which one is X. Here, result of adding chloride to water. Aluminium chloride will hydrolyze in water. Silicon chloride will also hydrolyze in water. So the second result is not helpful in helping us to deduce which is actually X. Let's move on to the third one. Oxide of the element added to acid forms chloride salt. Oxide of the element, we have aluminium oxide and also silicon dioxide. Now among these two oxides, silicon dioxide is weakly acidic, so it will not react with HCl. Aluminium oxide can react with HCl to form aluminium chloride. That's why here says forms chloride salt, it will be aluminium oxide. Just now we say X could be aluminium, could be silicon, right? So now from the third result, we know that it is not silicon. So X is aluminium. Let's look at the statements in A, B, C, and D and try to rule out some answers. So X is silicon, which is not correct. So the answer is not B. X is aluminium. This part is correct. Let's go to element Y. The oxide of Y will form hydroxide with water. So from all these period 3 elements, only the oxides of the group 1 and group 2 elements will form hydroxide with water. So for now, Y can be sodium or magnesium from result number 1. Now second result, the chloride of these elements added to water is dissolved. Sodium chloride will dissolve in water, magnesium chloride will also dissolve in water. The third result, oxide of this element added to HCl. Both oxides also basic and they are able to react with HCl to form chloride salt. So for Y, it could be sodium or magnesium. Now just now we checked that X is aluminium, which is correct in A, and Y is magnesium, which is also correct. So that means A is our answer. So now let's check C and D. Element Y is aluminium, but here we know that Y can only be sodium or magnesium, so this is not correct. C cannot be the answer. So Y is sodium, which is correct. So that means we have to check what is Z. Now Z, the oxide of Z forms acid with water. Oxides of phosphorus and also sulfur will form acid with water. So Z could be phosphorus or sulfur. I don't want to go further to look at the third and also the second result because by looking at the answer D, Z is aluminium. Here we know that Z could only be phosphorus or sulfur, so this one is not correct. D is also not correct. The statement that is correct is